Hi there. This is 100% impulsive, intended to only be a short little recording. It is Wednesday, January 26, 2022, here in Sarasota, Florida. And my Michigan roots are appalled at my weakness when it comes to temperature. You would think that it's 10 degrees outside and it's closer to 60 degrees, but I'm just freezing. I don't know quite understand why, but I am. Can I edit this out? Not so long ago, I would have known the exact date, and this wouldn't be a question in my mind, but around this exact time, 9 years ago, is when I first started to release those Rain Man tendencies. I knew that for me, one of my methods that my higher self, my soul, like guideposts. I have a lot of different guideposts that I set up ahead of time for this personality to help guide Alyson as she navigated her journey. And numbers and dates has been one of them. Names, very specific names holding a very specific frequency, has been another. So things like that. So the fact that I don't remember this exact date is pretty interesting to me, just because it wasn't that long ago where I never would have forgotten the date. But I think it's yesterday or today is the official date that I was allowed to move into this current home here in Sarasota, Florida. And I was renting, and Mike was the name of my landlord. And so there's a thing with the number 9. It's like a number in numerology, of which I really am drawn to, don't know that much about. But the limited amount I know 9 is the number of completion. 9 is the date. My birth date was the 9th of December. So there's something about 9 very prevalent with me in this life. And being that this has now been exactly 9 years, and when I moved into this home, that started, arguably it started as soon as I got back to Sarasota in October of 2012. Then it took another level of seriousness when I launched the company at the end of November. Then it took another level when the company became legal on January 1st. And then by moving into this home at the end of January in 2013, I was now putting my name to a 12-month lease. So now I was committing to at least the next year in Sarasota. And by virtue of that, releasing, just following something bigger than me, because that was not ever on my conscious radar when I left here just a year and a half prior in 2011 for good, never intending to move back to Florida. And then just 2 years later, here I was moving back to Florida. And I was bound and determined to only be here for a year. This is just all to say that it was so different. It was so different 9 years ago, because it was so innocent and pure and childlike. I was that innocent in my spirituality. So I was like a kindergartner in the next realm. But what I was, by virtue of being willing or just foolish enough to actually follow through on the leap that I took in the third dimension with the dreamer with a completely insane it's it's time. It's time. 9 years ago, the story really began when I signed a 1 year lease to rent this home. It was so innocent.